The city that never sleeps. New York City for generations has symbolized the American dream. But today, a different narrative is unfolding on its streets. A crisis grips the city, visible on every corner, in every subway car. This is the story of homelessness in New York City. Thousands wander the streets, seeking shelter in doorways and under bridges. Families huddle together, children bearing witness to a harsh reality. The American dream, for them, has become a nightmare. It's a story of crime, fear, and a city grappling with change. And it's a story of corruption, of a system that some believe benefits from the suffering of the many. This is a story that demands our attention. Join us as we delve into the heart of the NYC homelessness crisis. I'm your host, and welcome to 195 Nations. Today, we turn our attention to New York City, a city grappling with complex and interconnected challenges. We'll examine the issue of homelessness in NYC, its impact on residents, and the role of illegal immigration. This is a complex issue with no easy answers, but by shining a light on the problem, we hope to spark conversation, understanding, and ultimately, action. So stay with us as we explore the human cost of homelessness in New York City. Her name is Maria. She once had a job, a family, a place to call home. Now she navigates the bustling streets of New York City, pushing a shopping cart filled with her only possessions. Maria's story is not unique. It's a story echoed by thousands across the city, each face a testament to the human cost of homelessness. There's John, a veteran who struggles with PTSD, unable to find his footing after serving his country. We see Sarah, a single mother who lost her job and, with it, her apartment, forced to seek refuge in shelters with her two young children. These are the faces of homelessness in New York City, each story a poignant reminder of the fragility of life. They are not invisible. The statistics are stark, painting a grim picture of the scale of the crisis. Over 60,000 individuals sleep in New York City's municipal shelter system each night. This number doesn't account for the thousands more living on the streets, in subways, or in other forms of temporary accommodation. The lack of affordable housing in the city is a significant contributor, with rents skyrocketing while wages remain stagnant. The city's shelter system, designed as a temporary safety net, is overwhelmed. These numbers represent individuals who once had homes, jobs, dreams. For many experiencing homelessness, the city's shelter system represents a last resort. Yet the system itself is often criticized, with many arguing that it perpetuates a cycle of homelessness, rather than providing a pathway out. Mental health services, addiction treatment, job training, and affordable housing options are often lacking, leaving individuals trapped in a cycle of instability. The bureaucratic hurdles required to access the shelter system can be daunting, particularly for those struggling with mental health issues or language barriers. Investing in preventative measures such as affordable housing, mental health services, and job training programs is crucial to breaking the cycle of homelessness. Across New York City, a palpable sense of unease has settled in. The city, once known for its vibrant energy, now grapples with a surge in crime, leaving many residents feeling vulnerable. The subway system, the lifeblood of the city, has become a particular point of concern. Incidents of violence and harassment on platforms and inside train cars have left commuters on edge. The rise in crime has ignited a fierce debate about its root causes. The issue of illegal immigration has become a focal point in the conversation about crime in New York City. Proponents of stricter immigration policies argue that the influx of undocumented individuals has led to increased competition for jobs, housing, and public services. They point to instances where individuals who entered the country illegally have been involved in criminal activity. On the other side of the debate, advocates for immigrants argue that the vast majority of those who come to the United States, regardless of their legal status, are seeking a better life. The debate is often polarized, with both sides entrenched in their positions. Amidst the statistics and political rhetoric, it's crucial to remember the human faces caught in the crossfire of these complex issues. We spoke to David, a young man who found himself homeless after aging out of the foster care system. He described the constant fear of being robbed or attacked while sleeping on the streets. We also met with Sarah, a single mother who fled her home country due to violence and persecution, only to find herself struggling to survive on the streets of New York. Their stories, while unique, reflect a common thread of vulnerability, resilience, and the desperate need for support and compassion. As we grapple with the complexities of crime, immigration, and homelessness, we must remember the human cost of these issues. The challenges facing New York City are complex and interconnected, demanding a multi-pronged approach. Community organizations, faith-based groups, and nonprofits are working tirelessly on the front lines, providing essential services to those in need. City officials are grappling with the need to balance public safety concerns with the rights and dignity of all residents. The conversation surrounding immigration requires nuance and understanding. Finding a path to citizenship for those who contribute to society while securing the border and enforcing immigration laws is a delicate balancing act. The future of New York City depends on our willingness to confront these issues head-on. As the homelessness crisis deepens in New York City, a growing chorus of citizens is beginning to question whether those in power are truly invested in finding a solution. Critics point to the millions of dollars poured into combating homelessness each year, with seemingly little to show for it. The shelter system, plagued by inefficiency and accusations of mismanagement, has become a lightning rod for controversy. Some residents allege that funds intended for the homeless are being siphoned off, lining the pockets of unscrupulous individuals. These allegations highlight a growing sense of disillusionment among New Yorkers. Adding fuel to the fire of suspicion is the realization that, for some, homelessness has become a lucrative business. While nonprofit organizations genuinely dedicated to helping the homeless do exist, there are also those who exploit the system for personal gain. The sheer amount of money flowing into the homelessness industrial complex is staggering. Some point to the proliferation of for-profit homeless shelters, often operating in substandard conditions, as evidence of this exploitative system. For some, it appears that keeping people homeless, rather than empowering them to rebuild their lives, has become a profitable enterprise. Beyond the accusations of corruption and the complexities of the homelessness industrial complex lies a deeper moral question. What does the plight of our most vulnerable citizens say about us as a society? New York City, a place that prides itself on its diversity, its energy, and its ambition, is also a city of stark contrasts. While the wealthy dine in opulent restaurants and attend glamorous galas just blocks away, families huddle on the streets seeking shelter from the cold and hoping for a hot meal. The sight of homeless individuals, once shocking, has become so commonplace that many New Yorkers have become desensitized to their plight. The human beings behind the statistics, each with their own story of hardship and resilience, fade into the background noise of city life. This crisis of conscience, this erosion of empathy, is perhaps the most troubling aspect of the situation. When a society loses sight of its shared humanity, when it becomes acceptable for some to live in squalor while others prosper beyond measure, it calls into question the very fabric of that society's values. Despite the growing cynicism and the daunting challenges, there is hope. Across New York City, a grassroots movement is gaining momentum, a movement demanding transparency, accountability, and real solutions to the homelessness crisis. Concerned citizens, community leaders, and activists are organizing, raising their voices to demand better for their city and its most vulnerable residents. They are scrutinizing budgets, demanding investigations into allegations of corruption, and holding elected officials accountable for their promises. These individuals are not content with band-aid solutions or empty rhetoric. They are demanding a systemic overhaul, calling for increased investment in affordable housing, mental health services, and job training programs. They recognize that addressing the root causes of homelessness requires a long-term commitment and a willingness to challenge the status quo. This groundswell of activism, fueled by compassion, outrage, and a deep love for their city, offers a glimmer of hope in the face of a seemingly intractable crisis. It is a reminder that even in the face of immense challenges, the human spirit, driven by a belief in justice and a commitment to creating a better world, can be a powerful force for change. New York City stands at a crossroads. Its iconic skyline, a beacon of ambition and progress, now also casting a shadow over a city grappling with profound challenges. The issue of homelessness, intertwined with concerns about crime, and a perceived lack of accountability from those in power has shaken the city to its core. The statistics paint a sobering picture of a crisis that demands our attention. The city that never sleeps seems to be wrestling with a restless unease, a sense that the social contract is fraying at the edges. Yet even amidst the despair, there are flickers of hope. The resilience of those experiencing homelessness is a testament to the enduring human spirit. The tireless efforts of community organizations offer a beacon of light in the darkness. The challenges facing New York City are complex, defying easy solutions or quick fixes. Addressing them requires a collective effort, a recognition that the well-being of each resident is inextricably linked to the well-being of all. It demands that we move beyond blame and division, engaging in meaningful dialogue and working together to find common ground. We must acknowledge the humanity of those experiencing homelessness, recognizing that they are not statistics or burdens, but individuals deserving of dignity, respect, and support. We must listen to their stories, understand their struggles, and work to create a safety net that catches those who fall and empowers them to get back on their feet. Addressing the affordable housing crisis is paramount. The lack of safe, decent, and affordable housing options pushes families to the brink, forcing them to make impossible choices between paying rent and putting food on the table. Investing in affordable housing is not just a moral imperative, but an economic necessity, strengthening the fabric of our communities and ensuring that everyone has a chance to thrive. The path forward requires addressing both symptoms and root causes of the crisis. We need comprehensive mental health services, accessible to all. Robust job training programs are essential. Addressing poverty, inequality, and lack of opportunity is crucial. Demand transparency and accountability from elected officials. Support organizations providing essential services. Recognize our shared humanity and interconnectedness. The spirit of New York City is greater than its challenges.